E rieccoci a Revachol per la terza volta. Abbiamo giocato con la macchina del tenente e adesso andiamo a parlare con il proprietario del Whirlwind Regs, facendo il giro, evidentemente. Però prima possiamo anche soffermarci a vedere quello che abbiamo intorno. Parlare con il proprietario per farci aprire il cassone, se no lo vandalizziamo noi. I maiali vanno a casa e il nome della strada è leggibile. Ok, ce l'hanno con noi i poliziotti. Un mucchio di neve si scioglie in questa carriola. Ok. Chi è sta tizia?
Yes.
No, io non volevo parlare con te, tizio, volevo parlare con lei. Lei, lui, sembra lei.
The RCM in
La giardiniera.
What can I help you with?
Ho alcune domande per te.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Dimmi cosa hai fatto esattamente nella tua serra a marzo.
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow
Quindi?
has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Ok.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Calcolo visivo, abbiamo un buon 83%.
All you can see
Che
is the fact that
cazzarola.
her skin is a different color from yours. That's literally all. You're gonna have to run with that.
Sei nera.
What does that mean?
Ah, che tipo di musica ascolti al
I
giorno
don't
d'oggi?
know. Whatever's on the radio, I guess. What does this have to do with snow or gardening?
Niente, è
in
solo la
March?
cosa che mi ha detto il mio cervello di dire. Ascolti la disco music? Siamo a Disco Elysium,
I'm gonna
chiediamoglielo.
say no.
No.
We should probably proceed with our business in Martin.
No, non dobbiamo chiedergli
Unless you
della
have more
musica,
official questions.
Kitsuragi. Abbiamo bisogno di
Of
indicazioni.
course. Where to?
Dove sono? Cosa c'è a nord? Cosa c'è a est? No, ok. Ah, dove
Do you
sono?
mean?
Sono un po' disorientato. Questa è Revachol, giusto?
Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants.
Ok.
No problem.
She's
Dovevamo
very
chiedere
well
qualcosa di più
composed.
importante,
Of
no?
course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the
Posso
office.
prendere in prestito i guanti?
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
Abbiamo dei guanti. E li abbiamo da poter indossare anche vestiti. Più uno interfacciamento. Mentre adesso abbiamo... Non li abbiamo i guanti però. Yeah. Siamo belli con i guanti ora. Ah, ora sì che mi sento una massaia. Posso lavare i piatti con i guanti gialli. A corto di soldi equipaggia una borsa di plastica, raccogli le bottiglie e vendile fritte. Ok, questa è un'ottima idea. E c'è qua? All'interno si intravede l'armamentario dell'Unione, un manifesto di sciopero, alcuni gagliardetti rossi. Non riesco a leggere. Non nessuna novità.
Can I help you?
Contenitore della spazzatura sul retro è tuo?
Mine? No, it belongs
No,
to the
appartiene al filo
Burning
da
Rags.
torcere.
Thank you
Che
for
roba è?
clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Ok?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Nulla si agita in me, non è insensibile per buon
Ok,
senso.
Maybe you're callous.
Abbiamo
yourself.
bisogno di quelle chiavi.
What do you need them for?
Cosa ti servono?
Concerns
Lo
the
vedi.
case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're
Qui
done.
abbiamo le
please.
chiavi. Allora, a proposito dei soldi che devo, ho visto qualcosa per Gart, una cosa di cui ho bisogno parlare. Così ho parlato con Silv. Occhiolino. Yeah. Non sembra molto contento.
But he
Ma dovrebbe
should
esserlo.
be. Lay it on him.
Ma non voglio stenderlo su di lui. Si è scoperto che è una puttana a cui piace andare sulla giostra del cazzo. No.
Of course you do. This was your plan all along. This is a
Glielo dobbiamo dire per
fix
forza
it
di
for
sta cosa che è una puttana?
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel.
Cock carousel. Lei cavalca la giostra del cazzo fino a quando non è troppo vecchia per salirci, poi si sistema con un fornitore. Non c'è tempo per le lezioni, il punto è stai perdendo ai suoi brutti giochi mentali. Silvia è una totale psichetta. Trapano all'interno della bocca con la lingua. Ok.
Huh?
Yeah, this feels right. It feels wise. Good setup. Now speak the real shit.
Lei cavalca la
Does
giostra.
it mean you talk to her?
What else do you need?
Meglio che tu non lo sappia, si è detto che le piace molto il carosello dei cazzi, così divertente, rappresenta una giostra dei cazzi e gira allegramente.
He
Quello
looks
gli
at you,
faccio.
spinning your arms, then leans on the corner and sighs.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with the broken wing.
Oh no.
I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off.
Dovrei ficcarmelo su per il culo.
Or you broke the bird. It can also be that. I think Sylvie even. Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
Uccello rotto, piume. Annuisce consapevolmente. Tutto questo fa parte della scopata mentale sul carosello del cazzo.
Cock carousel. I think I
Penso aver capito ora.
understand now.
È quello che
That's what they
cavalcano.
ride until
Fino a
like,
tipo 39
39.
anni.
They ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here.
Abbiamo preso punti. Abbiamo tenuto lo scaffale, si verso il bicchiere.
Now let me have a drink.
Non è la giostra dei galli, ma è la
Think
giostra di
about the
cazzo,
shit that I
ovviamente.
went on my own.
Ok.
And there we have it. Isn't that
Un'altra
beautiful?
situazione risolta dal dottor Amore. Ok, adesso abbiamo le chiavi. Ci permettono di aprire un po' tutto, ma anche no. Ci permettono di aprire solo quel cassonetto. Ce lo facciamo bastare per ora. Andiamo al cassonetto. In più abbiamo anche dei bellissimi guanti che schifo non fanno. Lo
You
possiamo
see a set
esaminare.
of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Possiamo provarci?
No.
Maremma puttana, ho sbagliato. Uno all'82, uno al
The
72%.
street sweeper just sweep them away.
Maremma miseria. Che tipo di veicolo è passato
Hard to
di qui?
say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks cop habit.
Perché sto guardando questa
You-
abitudine?
this is-
Ok. Niente, non ce l'abbiamo fatta, va bene. E abbozza la tirare le pietre, accidente a Tomà.
This
E a
trash
topà.
container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says
Leggendario.
whirling in rags.
Ah, abbiamo la
With a
chiave.
well-oiled crack, the lock pops open.
Vediamo che c'è dentro.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Apri il coperchio.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
C'è proprio spazzatura, davvero.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Allora, guarda sotto le scatole di cartone.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your
Sei abituato a rovistare nella
You're used to
spazzatura?
this.
Che schifo. Immergersi
The box
ulteriormente.
falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below.
Guardiamo fra gli
and
stracci.
turbo noodles. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye.
Fai di pantaloni
A pair
jeans.
of denim trousers.
Prendili.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank
Era
pork smell
nudo
fills
il
the air.
tizio, quindi probabilmente sono i vestiti del
Victim's
morto.
clothes. Cadaver odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they will drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty.
Abbiamo trovato un po' di vestiti del
Another one with a
cadavere.
belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it.
Manca la
Do
cintura.
you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye. A
Cerca di
drab,
prendere roba
long-sleeved
che...
shirt,
Una maglietta
olive
scialba a
colour,
maniche lunghe.
appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Abbondante di pus?
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial
Okay.
number. This is the kind of rib knit shirt that's worn over light armor. to
È proprio
conceal
quella
it
del
from
cadavere che
the
abbiamo detto
open
una
area.
guardia.
Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
Non c'è niente.
We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Ok, dobbiamo chiedere ai ragazzi. Ok.
What's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
È un bambino.
The fuck's he on about? Kids?
See?
Ok.
The
Procede.
lieutenant nods, then looks
Cerca
back
tra i
into
rifiuti
the truck.
alimentari.
It's just organic waste.
Non c'è
Cold.
niente.
What's
Ok.
this?
Che cos'è?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels.
Sembra
It's
l'angolo di
shiny.
qualcosa.
Looks like a
Raccoglilo,
corner of
raccoglilo.
something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in
Okay.
a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, non può essere.
Yes, it is. Look.
Oh no.
This plastic has the RCM street
Oh,
grid
no.
on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
No.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Questa è un'ottima domanda. Deve avermi dato fastidio. Ha una qualità inquietante, forse avevo bisogno di perderlo perché il grande salasso abbia inizio. Credo che non volessi più essere un poliziotto, così lo buttavo via, qualcuno mi vedeva, la buttavo nella spazzatura, non lo so. Sono noioso, preferirei non parlare adesso. Non me la buttavo qualcuno nelle Weird Rags.
Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime or worse. Official notes
Ok,
sometimes
ne
contain
terrò
informants
conto e
and
lo farò.
even undercover operatives.
Non lo so, amico, sembra un ordine, io non li prendo, no? Ok, lo farò.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable.
Sono
Go to your
interattivi.
inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Ok. La tazza, prendo anche quella tazza.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction
L'uomo
of
giallo.
the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Un pezzo
Only in
d'antivariato.
its social sensibility.
Solo la sua sensibilità sociale. Prendi la tazza.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this
Ok.
item further. But
The
Ricoperto.
container sounds a muffled gong.
Ok, adesso andiamo a vedere l'oggetto.
That's one thing off the list.
Vediamo. E vediamo gli oggetti interattivi. Allora, questa tazza alle orecchie rotte in qualche modo si è fatta strada nel cassonetto di Will Rex. Raffigura una persona di discendenza samaran che si diverte in un campo di fiori di zafferano, con i denti sporgenti e un ghigno sbilenco. Sembra essere un'imitazione a buon mercato di qualche pezzo antiquariato dell'epoca. Interatto.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
C'è molto da leggere qui in realtà. Guarda tutto quel
Oh
contenuto.
boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Sbatterò in faccia a tutti i commercianti che troverò e dirò loro: questa è la vostra inane ideologia. La tazza sarà utile, denunciandolo posso guadagnare un capitale politico per mascherare il mio malcostume, cioè frode e appropriazione indebita. La tazza non appartiene alla spazzatura, era solo una tazza divertente, nessuno può ridere.
So
La
again,
sbatterò in
you
faccia.
dug it.
Mentre quello che ci interessa di più è questo libro mastro che hai trovato nella spazzatura.
It's the ledger you
Interagiamo.
found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete
Mamma
by
mia,
the
che
faint
schifo.
smell of urinal cleaner.
Niente
There's a
altro?
piece of toilet paper, or is
Oh,
it
mamma.
cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us.
Allora, ispeziona la carta
It's
igienica.
just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Lasciala lì, è forte. No, toglila.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off
C'era
the
scritto
plastic
qualcosa?
easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and
Ok, togliendo
voila,
un po' di roba.
the ledger now looks marginally better.
Ok,
An
ispeziona la
aluminium
clip.
block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers
Fai
together.
scorrere il tuo dito
A regular
sull'alluminio,
pencil,
voglio quello.
the
Sì.
tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right.
Ehi, tenente, cos'è questo?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to our
Okay.
CM property.
Che tipo di informazioni?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information
Potremmo avere informazioni su di noi.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
Come posso
Any
leggerla?
capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Ok.
All our CM vehicles
Abbiamo la
designed
torcia,
to
mi pare.
reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Ok.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Quindi
Okay.
dopo andiamo alla macchina.
While a bunch of sodden paper,
Fogli
they're not
bianchi.
exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up
lavoriamo
bare
abbastanza di
pages
solito.
falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Cosa c'è lì dentro? Di cosa si
Work,
tratta?
strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd
Cazzarola,
naming
30 casi
convention.
intrapresi ma non
But there
completati.
are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken,
Cazzarola.
not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases
2 casi a
on
settimana.
average. What do you mean? Is that all?
E questo? 2 casi a settimana è un buon... Ok, si è parlato di una convenzione di nomi. Conta le pagine, devo aprire un caso ufficiale. C'è spazio? Ho finito di ispezionare questi. Conta
There
le
is,
pagine.
for precisely one more.
Per una in
15
più.
pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to
Okay.
accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Impegnarsi su carta.
Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event. The ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It will do.
Chi mai una penna?
The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder,
Quindi una me la può
like
dare.
large caliber bullets. He is not really saying anything, just standing there.
Posso averne
looking
una?
at them.
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
Vabbè. Perlomeno me lo
The
dai.
tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cancella quelli che hai già fatto. Ovviamente è il nostro report delle quest fatte e da
You're
fare.
done, it seems to say. And you, you're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good.
Oh yeah, ma
Feels
abbiamo
like
solo uno di morale.
completion.
Quindi.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Vedete, ha per caso nominato il nostro caso?
Oh, actually. Any ideas?
L'impiccato, oppure le furie sono di casa nello specchio, oppure il sole che tramonta, oppure la merda su un bastone. In realtà non ne è uno, beh, l'impiccato. direi.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too.
Mamma mia, siamo proprio dei titolisti, eh?
Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
E questo?
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more.
2 casi a settimana è un buon carico di casi, tenente?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 casi a settimana sembra essere stato il mio carico, tenente. Non sono sicuro di averli completati,
2?
però.
That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
Sono sicuro di aver fatto molti errori. Mi sono bruciato per bene,
That's
questo.
okay. We all do, sooner or later.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry in your
Si è
hand.
parlato di una
The handwriting is extremely
convenzione di
dense.
nomi qui.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name, a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Oh cielo, e sono anche scritte a lettere
Yes,
maiuscole.
all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Ok, diamo il
Another
caso
yet,
irrisolvibile,
The
bello.
Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location.
Tizio su
and
un,
the murder at
su un
the
divano in
hookah
una
bar.
location
Even the rare
inaspettata.
article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece
In tutti i miei
these
casi
case files
impiegano una
together,
convenzione di
but it
denominazione
can be
simile a
done.
quella che abbiamo
Once
usato
you're
sui
done
nostri.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric.
Come mai?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
Sembra aver dato il nome ad un caso di assassini del foro di proiettile quadrato.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I
Okay.
named it that, to amuse myself.
Ok.
I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died.
Cazzarola.
It was a workplace accident.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Posso leggere i fascicoli del caso ora? 83%. Non mi puoi dire che mi hanno spiegato, quindi ho +1. Porca miseria. Un successo?
Yes,
Oh.
you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700. The
Quindi
next
B
world
l'ufficiale, 41 il distretto, quindi noi siamo B fondamentalmente.
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
E HD è quello che c'è all'inizio. Comunque B dovremmo essere
Every
noi.
last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your
Ah, ok,
case
HDB
files.
proprio tutte e tre,
It's safe to
ok.
say HDB are your initials.
Horus, Debbie, Berenger, Haram, Dranjan, Benzakin. Boh, non so cosa dire a questo. Quelle non sono le mie iniziali, non le sto sentendo.
I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't
Però
the
già
best
sappiamo, ci
faculty
chiamiamo
to have this
HDB.
conversation with.
O
But it's
probabilmente
the one you got.
ci chiamiamo
So
così.
sorry.
Quanto tempo ci vuole per
It
leggere un
takes about
caso?
half an hour to piece
Però circa
one
mezz'ora per
together,
mettere insieme
using
usando
the
il sistema
system
che hai
you've
ideato. Da dove vuoi
devised.
iniziare?
Where do you want to start?
Allora, vediamo intanto se davvero passa mezz'ora. 11:45, il morale del prossimo mondo.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202,
Passato
a
un quarto
graffito,
d'ora.
nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high.
Ok.
The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is
Ok,
too
è
late for us.
rivoluzione.
Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell-lettrers have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Scoprirò mai chi l'ha
The
inventato.
case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Ok.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
A rimuovere il murale
A
sbagliato.
staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
Mi piace, ma non possiamo invece scatenare il caos su altre nazioni? Devo aver votato, forse ho fatto anche pressioni per rimuovere la cosa perché non credo neanche un po' in queste sciocchezze. Tutto ciò che rimane è distruggere la classe media non è da biasimare, è la natura umana.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
Il caso è risolvibile.
AKA Leslie and
Passa il
Burke,
tempo un quarto d'ora ogni volta.
AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer
Sanno
and
tutti che
indeed
non è
most
risolvibile.
civilians in Jamrock know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking
Per
alcohol.
un caso risolvibile è una
In
cosa
their 40s
inutile.
or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features.
Non
There's a
potremo
medical
semplicemente tenerli lontani
improbability.
dalle strade?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home?
Effettivamente.
No,
Levi
Leslie
tutto il
and Burke are on
divertimento
the
poi.
corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them
Provato di
everything,
tutto.
so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street, because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Leslie è quello che si toglie i pantaloni di solito. Pubblica indecenza.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again,
Diventa
so are you.
considerevolmente meno
The case
comico.
becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger.
Ok.
He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic
Ottimo,
ball
l'abbiamo
in his
pestato a
face.
sangue.
Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open.
Abbiamo
You've
distrutto
smashed it
Burke.
open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is...
E quindi non può
Burke
più andare a
can't
rompere
walk
nulla.
anymore. Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure.
Abbiamo risolto il
Maybe
problema.
he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved.
Quindi l'abbiamo
Which
risolto.
is also why the officer responsible
L'esperienza dove va a
narrowly
finire?
escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Ma lo andremo a vedere nella prossima puntata, perché questa si interrompe qui. Spero vi sia piaciuta e noi ci vediamo alla prossima. Ciao!